Knicks family, what's poppin'? And we're gonna talk about Dennis Smith Jr. debuting with the Knicks, DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews. We're also going to get into is KP smearing. I'm sorry. Are the Knicks KPing smearing KP? Are the Knicks smearing KP? Let me get that right. I accidentally started streaming on the Entertainer's channel. I apologize, Entertainer, but I guess this kind of stuff happens with live streaming, right? Let's get into it. Let's talk. All right, Knicks family, I'm back. And hey, I was streaming with the Entertainer earlier. Yeah, I was on his channel and we had a great stream. We ended about 3 o'clock, but we were using some of my equipment for technical reasons, and I accidentally started streaming this show on his channel not too long ago. So I apologize for being late. For those who were waiting, I apologize for being late. I started streaming on his channel, and hopefully he gets a couple of views out of it. I don't know. I apologize, Entertainer, man. But right now, the Entertainer he's live on with Mr. Bad Dog. They're talking Super Bowl, doing some Super Bowl prep. So when I'm done here, I'll probably go check in with those guys. Feel free to jump back and forth. But we got a lot to talk about. Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews. These guys debuted today. I want to know what you guys think about how they debuted. What did you see? Did you enjoy it? Did you see anything different? The result was the same. Result was the game. We still lost the game, which for most people would say that's a good thing that we lost the game, right? Would say that's a good thing. But let's go ahead and let's talk about this a little bit, right? Let's talk about it a little bit. Dennis Smith Jr. Let's start with Dennis Smith Jr. We'll talk about some of his stats. Dennis Smith Jr. today, 8 points, 3 for 9 from the field, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. The Knicks had 20 assists overall. DeAndre Jordan, 12 points, 3 for 4 from the field, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. Wesley Matthews had 5 points. He was 25% from the field, 1 rebound, 2 turnovers. Right, and Wesley Matthews is a guy that we expect is probably going to be let go by the Knicks, at least if not waived before after the trade deadline. At least by the time we get to the end of the season, he won't be brought back. Let's say that. At least that's my opinion. He did play 28 minutes tonight. Wesley Matthews played 28 minutes. Dennis Smith Jr. 25. DeAndre Jordan 29. Right. Kevin Knox played 35 minutes. DeAndre Jordan played the second most. But you can see the difference in the way I could see a difference in the way some things looked out there on the floor. I want to know if you can. I know I seen a difference. It's going to take a little bit of time, obviously, for these guys to get into the rhythm of playing, with each other. This is an entirely new team. The starting 5 for tonight was Dennis Smith Jr., Damian Dotson, DeAndre Jordan, Noah Vonleh, and Kevin Knox. 2 new people in the starting lineup. That takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of time. I want to talk to you guys, though. I want to find out, what did you see? What did you think about those guys in the starting lineup? We got in the chat right now, we got Andy. And we got Guillermo. I'm sure we'll have some more people join us. All right. And, we're going to talk about it a little bit. I want to know what did you guys see, and what do you guys think about the new guys in the lineup? And I apologize that my intro is playing again, but it's cool. I like the intro, so we'll go ahead and let that rock again. All right. All right, so here we go. We'll start off with Andy. I was starting off with you last time before I cut us off and went and had to, restart the stream. What did you think about what you seen today?
I didn't expect anything more, anything less from the new guys. I don't think anyone should expect more things. They didn't have one practice with the team. They just watched the team. They took their physicals yesterday, so they didn't have one even session. You could see the lack of chemistry. DeAndre was putting over those handoff passes in the chest of the guys. He didn't rotate like the Fizdale wants them to put those handoffs looking away from the basket. So a few times like that. I didn't expect maybe Wesley Matthews to hit 25% only from the field. So he filled Timmy's spot perfectly. And I did expect maybe Dennis to have a few more assists. He also missed like 2-3 bunnies. He didn't make a 3, which was expected actually from me. I'm maybe not a biggest fan of him, but I'm rooting for all my Knicks, so I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah, and I think he shoots. What's he shoot? 30% from the 3-point line. He did have 6 assists tonight. We'll see if he had 6 assists. I did see him get a few people open a few times, and they just didn't knock down those shots. So we'll see how that goes. For what it's worth, I'm not a big proponent of the plus minus, but for what it's worth, Dennis Smith was a -14 today. Some people look and say, yeah, that's because he doesn't play defense or whatever they want to say. But Damian Dotson was a -23. So, who knows? Who knows? There were a couple of guys for the Knicks that were a positive in the plus minus. Mario Hezonja was a +4. Wesley Matthews was a +11. Kadeem Allen was a +3. Kevin Knox, a lot of people say that Dennis Smith Jr. is going to be our leading scorer, which he very well could be. This is, he's on a honeymoon period for probably the first, few games. Kevin Knox, he was our leading scorer and took the most shots. He took 18 field goals tonight. He only shot 27.8% from the field. And I just seen someone ask me about Kevin Knox shooting percentage. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I just want to talk about these, some of these new guys and what we expected from them. Guillermo, I'm going to come to you. I'm going to leave you live, Andy, so we can all have a conversation, okay? Guillermo, what do you think, man? What did you expect?
I'll say this, man. I wish we had this team to begin the season, because you saw some positives. DeAndre Jordan, even just playing Mitch over Cantor makes a big difference. But DeAndre Jordan over Cantor, just defensively, is it's amazing how bad Cantor is, and you still hear those stupid chants. And I'm happy it kind of drowned out, like when we're not going to go for these stupid viral moments, but. Dennis Smith Jr., the thing with him, he had some nice plays. I think he was trying to get guys involved as well, but there were some shots that were just like, come on, man, that's just not smart. This is with Dennis Smith Jr., his ceiling is as big or as high as his patience and discipline goes, and that goes with him listening to coaching.
I agree.
Because he has all the talent. I mean, when you talk about a slasher, I mean, he's what, 6 feet, Sim? 6'1", 6 feet?
I think he's 6'3". I think he's.
Oh, he's 6'3"? Oh, yeah, wow, my bad. I don't know. For some reason, I thought he's 6'1".
I think he's 6'3".
Yeah, if he's 6'3", I mean, well, it's weird, but he's gonna have to listen to some coaching, man. He has to improve his shooting because his shooting is not good. 2, he's just gonna have to make better decisions. And I might get him. This is the first game. I'm not judging him, guys, so please don't come at me. Right. I'm just saying, like, I look at him and I like his skill set, but I can see why Carlisle didn't like him, and that's probably because decision making and shooting. So it is. The one positive I saw tonight, I like Hezonja's aggressiveness. He's still playing aggressive. But other than that, it's the same old. I got kind of pissed when Noah made that layup. Like, I'm just like, dude, I didn't see you make a layup with the Knicks in the past season. Like, and now you're roaring and like, just stop, dude. But, it is what it is. Gasol, goodness gracious. I mean, I don't know, Sim, if it's DeAndre or whichever big man was in. DeAndre was in the whole game, but it's like, I don't know. I just need to see more. I just need to see more of this team, and I want to see Fizdale start to coach up these guys. Because look, the trades are already started happening. Cantor's probably the last one they really want to get rid of. So after the sim, we need to start seeing some real true coaching, man. Yeah. I'm ready to talk about this KP thing with his stay woke comment, but I'll let you continue with the show because I'm ready to curse out KP.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Yeah, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. I feel like I've seen more things happening on the floor with Dennis Smith Jr. out there on the offensive side. I think I've seen, I guess because he can penetrate and kicks better than any other guard that we have on the team. Maybe that's what we're seeing because I did see him penetrate, kick it out the Knox a few times, and find some other people open just from his penetration alone. The shooting, shot selection, we can only hope that he gets better with it. He only shot nine times tonight.
Right. He was 3 for 9 for the field goal. 0 for 3 from 3-point line, 2-4 from free throw line. Right.
So
26 minutes.
I expect that in the future he's going to take more than 9 shots. Mm-hmm. Right. That's going to happen. He's on that honeymoon period right now. He's going to take more than 9 shots. Now, what Fizdale did say is go out there and play. Don't look over at the bench. We'll work out the kinks later. Right. That's what he's telling him. We'll see how much that works, right? I mean, with a guy like Dennis Smith, okay, with Emmanuel Mudiay, maybe Mudiay is a little bit more of a pass-first guy. He still took a lot of shots, right? With Dennis Smith Jr., is that like a...
I actually think that's a misnomer, Sim. That's a misnomer about Mudiay. Mudiay started out being a guy who would drive and then kind of look to dish out. And I think that the whole contract thing, just to save this team, he's become more of a kind of look to score first kind of guy.
He has definitely. He's become more of a look to score first kind of guy. With Dennis Smith Jr., are you, by saying that to Dennis Smith Jr., are you opening the door for him to be? It can go one of two ways. Are you opening the door for him to just shoot, or with having that freedom to shoot and knowing that he can shoot it without getting in trouble, is he going to be more open to trying to get everyone else involved because he has that freedom? I've seen it work that way, where when you open the door for a guy, he no longer has this thing on his back where he's like, well, coach don't want me to shoot, so I better get what I can, right? It's kind of like, I know I can do whatever I want, so let me, I'm just going to play ball and play. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I just haven't seen enough of them yet to know.
I think it's a form of sin because remember last year with the Mavericks, he kind of had, somewhat of a green light. And I mean, the Mavericks aren't the most talented team. Even if you look at last year before they got Doncic, it wasn't like he was, when he had free reign, he was just looking to facilitate and just constantly have a team, where he was just giving off assists and hockey passes and getting guys in motion. He was just going for his. So with Dennis Smith, the thing about a lot of these point guards, Sim, and you see it, I mean, a lot of these guys, they get put into the point guard role or position, but they're not true point guards, right? It's like they're scoring combo guards who just have to play the one because of their size. Yeah. Right. And I think that's why I say with him, it's going to take a lot of coaching, because the reason why I get mad at the shooting thing is that he has so much athleticism and such a hezzy that he can catch guys and they will respect him because they don't want to get beat to the basket, that he's going to have so many open looks to shoot. And if you can't shoot in this league, it's going to start to be embarrassing when guys are playing 5, 6, whatever, how many feet off of you and daring you to shoot. So he has to improve that. And in terms of, Fizdale, I'll give this to Fizdale. Mudiay has become a better finisher at the rim, but I want to see Fizdale improve the decision-making of all these guards, man, because I have not seen it where it's like he's implanting like a new like brainiac brain into these guys to be like, make the pass in this certain context, shoot the shot when you have this look, push the tempo when you have this look. I don't see it from these guys. I see better finishing by Mudiay, but other than that, it's like, what else, Sim? And this is a crucial year because if we don't get Kyrie next year, Sim, is Dennis Smith Jr. the point guard of the future? Is Frank the point guard of the future? Is Moutier the point guard, at least for the 2-3 years or whatever you want to give contract going to give him? Or are you going to go after Dame as a backup of Kemba? So I don't know, man. We have to see now to give Dennis Smith Jr. shooting for the season. I think he's around 44% for the season from the field this year. Now, it's not horrible. It's not bad. It's not horrible. He's shooting better than Tim Hardaway Jr. has been shooting for this season. Right? I mean, right? Yo, that's a nice jab, man. But
I mean, I'm just saying he is, right? I mean, it's the truth. He's shooting better than Tim Hardaway Jr. And Tim Hardaway Jr. has been in the league for however many years, right?
That's
so, I'm willing to see what he can do. Now, when we drafted, when the Knicks drafted Frank, I did want to draft Frank. Right. That's who I wanted to draft. I wouldn't have been mad if we drafted Dennis Smith Jr. or Donovan Mitchell. Right. I was happy with either three of those guys at the position we were in. So I was, I was glad that we got Frank. I'm anxious now. I'm glad to see that we have Dennis Smith Jr. on the team, though, because I was always concerned about his knees. I was concerned that he was going to be like a Derrick Rose, Derrick Rose light, right? And be that kind of a player. I was concerned about those things, but I'm interested to see how they can work together. If them two guys can work together, and if David Fizdale can turn him into, he doesn't have to be Chris Paul, right? But turn him into a point guard that can get people the ball, facilitate the offense a little bit, just more of a heady point guard and not just, I'm going to go to the basket and dip it off to somebody, because there's a difference between those two kind of guys. Someone who just goes to the basket and dips it off isn't really the kind of guy that's going to lead your offense all the time, right? And so we'll see if he can, help him develop into that kind of guy. I did watch the interview with Fizdale. He said that he's going to really, really try to harp on his defense, right? And try to get him to take his game to the next level by making him focus on defense. So let's see.
Fizdale got to stop talking, Sim. Lord Jesus, he has to stop talking. Now you want your guards to have a defensive, if I was a reporter, I would ask Fizdale if there was one attribute, right, that defined your team, like your dream team of this Knicks, like where you want them to be. What is it? Just give me a one-word attribute, or one word, or two-word compound, or whatever. Give me one word, because now you're saying you want Dennis Smith Jr. to be a defensive player, but you sat down Frank for that. You sat down Dotson for that, when you could have lived on and had other guys give you the offensive load and slowly ease them in. You could have easily had that. Like, obviously, Frank is hurt or whatever. And I'm not saying Frank is going to be a great point guard. I know everyone in the chat room can get on me, but what is it that you want, Sim? Because not you, Sim. What does Fizdale want? Like, this guy he has to learn to just stop feeding the New York media, because now it looks bad on your team. If I was the Knicks player, Sim, if you're a Knicks player, could you tell me what Fizdale wants from his guys?
Right. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think with, and I'm hoping with Frank Miller, with Tim Hardaway gone, and then when you get Cantor out of here, because even though Cantor didn't, he didn't get in the game and there were chants and all that kind of stuff, he still had his moment where, I guess, what he do? Run up like his name was called to go in and then sit back down. Anything to put the focus on him. Anything. Right. It bothers me. Let me get to this phone call. I'm going to keep you guys live, though, okay?
Yep. I'll be
fine. You can feel free to chime in on the conversation as we're taking a phone call. No problems there. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's poppin'? Hello, what's going on with you, my man? Who am I speaking with? Can you turn that down in the back, please?
Are we on the air now?
Yeah, we're on the air. You're on the air, man. We're live.
Well, I didn't know we were On the air. I didn't know the show was on the air. I wanted to get in contact with you about your AAU basketball team this summer. How can I do
that? Just shoot me an email.
Okay.
All right.
What's your email address?
You can email me at srussell@smd-heat.org.
I didn't hear that. Can I leave my number with your secretary or somebody?
Just email me at. It's gonna be easier. Email me at srussell@nothingbutnicks.com, and I can shoot you.
Nothingbutnicks.com.
Yeah, srussell@nothingbutnicks.com. All right, appreciate it.
All right.
Real talk, ladies and gentlemen. I did not set that up. That's real talk. I did not set that up. That's what happens when you live stuff, man. That's what happens. That's cool though. That's cool. We always want players on an AAU team. So hopefully he reaches out to me and we can, maybe we get some. He might have a player on his hands. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. That's what's up. My man, if you're watching the show, reach out to me so we can talk about this AAU thing. Let's get to another call. This time, hopefully, we get a chance to talk about the New York Knicks. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's popping, son? Davon, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Davon? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Getting ready for the Super Bowl, and I've been watching that game.
Yeah. So what you think about it?
Oh man, I kind of like what I've seen from the new guys, especially
what's up, Grandma? What's up, Frenchie?
And Smith Jr.
Chilling, man.
They played good to me.
What do you think of
from them and get some practice games in, so they can get more acclimated with the team.
Yeah.
I like the defense that DeAndre Jordan brings to the game. I think between him and Cornette, I like them two at center. They're they're both defensive, kind of defensively, and Cornette brings a little more spacing with Jordan. Being a good pick and roller. So I like what I've seen from him. Hopefully there's some way we could bring DeAndre Jordan back next year, on a friendly deal.
Yeah, I hope so. But, I really do want to bring DeAndre Jordan back on a good deal.
Yeah, I feel
if it's possible.
I feel like if we could bring back DeAndre Jordan on a friendly deal, that would make that KP deal even more greater. Right.
It definitely would. Right. Yeah, I'm with you there. It would make that deal. It would definitely make that a better deal, a much better deal if we also got DeAndre Jordan out the package.
If he plays if he can, give us, 15 and 12 a game, that's beautiful right there,
Yeah.
And I like how Fizdale was talking about playing Dennis Smith and Frank at the same time. I think that'll be a good look too as well. A good look. But I think you guys are talking about Fizdale and how much he talks. I just think sometimes we take what he says a little too,
serious.
Too much, you know what I mean? He's saying, he was saying, he wants to see more from Dennis Smith Jr. on defense. Of course, because he's an offensive-minded player, you know what I mean? Same thing for Frank. He wants Frank to play more offense because he knows what he can do on defense already. If I know what you can do on defense, I know what you're capable of. I want to see you work on other aspects of your game,
Right.
And that's what I think Fizdale, what he tries to portray to the media, and I think we just kind of take it a little bit the wrong way.
Right. I think the only thing is when a coach is talking to the media, because we don't have the inside information.
We don't have the whole story. We don't get, we only get what he says to the media.
Exactly.
So we don't know what he's saying to these players, at practice or behind closed doors. But
Exactly.
To me, that's how I would take it. That's how I take it. When he says he wants to see, more defense from Dennis Smith Jr. because he knows that he, offensively, he's, pretty much where he should be at. But defensively, Fizdale probably sees he can play defense. Like, I know you can do it. Like, you're 6'3", what is he, 6'4", 6'3"?
He's 6'3",
super
athletic. Right.
He has the ability to play defense, you know what I mean? If he puts his effort into it. So if he can do that, I can see, I can see him being the point guard of the future, because he's on a longer deal than, Moutier. I feel like he'll be the point guard of the future if we don't get any trade for anybody or get, Kyrie or a Kemba Walker in free agency.
Right. Yeah, we'll see how it works. I mean, I'm today, he only scored, 8 points or whatever. I'm not disappointed at all in what his output was today.
Right.
I really do like, I seen. Yeah, I seen times where he, made the extra pass. He penetrated and got some people open. Did he take some shots that you could say, you could take a better shot? Maybe, but he's also 21 years old, and it's going to take some time for that to come.
Right.
I'm willing to be patient with that.
MSG as a Knick, he's going to, I'm surprised he didn't take a lot of shots. He actually played way better than I thought. I thought he was going to, have a low shooting percentage. Like, I thought he was going to shoot it like 20, like close to 20 times because I thought he was going to try to do a lot, and try to do too much. But he played calm, he played composed. It seemed like he knows what he was doing out there.
Yeah, well, this is kind of his, it's kind of his, he's on his honeymoon period. So, we'll see.
Right.
We'll see how that goes. DeAndre Jordan, I'm glad. Yeah, I really do. I agree with you. I really do hope that DeAndre Jordan can stick around. You know what I'm saying?
Even if we gave him a friendly deal, even if we told him, like, look, DeAndre, this is what we want from you. If you can at least, we'll give you, let's just say, $10 million to come, if they just be upfront with him, mentor Mitchell Robinson, and we'll trade you, we'll get rid of, trade you somewhere else if, when that time comes, if, Mitchell Robinson or, Fournette, elevate their game a little bit. But I think if we can bring him back just to mentor our players and just to be that defensive, coach on the floor and he does what he does best, I mean, I feel like that's that's what we're missing. That's what we've been missing all year without.
Yeah, we've been needing that defensive presence.
What's on the defensive end,
Yeah, we've been needing that defensive presence, and we haven't been able to get it. And look, how does well, let's talk about Wesley Matthews for a minute, and I'm gonna get back around to the group chat. Then we can talk about Wesley Matthews too. Then we can go over, I'll go over, just recapping the game. What do you think about Wesley Matthews? He only had 5 points today, but he did play 28 minutes. He only had 5 points, but he played 28 minutes.
I've never been too high on Wesley Matthews myself, honestly. So I don't think I think he was good, good part of the deal because he is an expiring contract. Right. But I'm not sold on Wesley Matthews, and I'm not sold on Dotson, and I feel like they play exactly the same, like they're like the same player. So I'm not really too sold on them. But I feel like if he can, bring some veteran leadership to our players while he's on the team, that would be great. But as far as for the future and next year and looking forward, I don't think Wesley Johnson will be part of will be part of my future as a Knick.
Right. All right. Let me get to. Hey, Davon, thank you for the call and the information.
Of course.
The information that you gave me was great. I didn't get a chance to really work it in because I didn't have time, but we're gonna get there.
Oh yeah, we can talk about it a little more, so we can see exactly what what you want and on what you need. So we can talk about that a lot more.
Yeah.
I just want to get you something to show you what I was talking about. So
exactly.
we can work on it, as we can keep going.
Okay. Cool. All right. Appreciate the call, man.
All right. Yep. Appreciate the platform. Thank you.
No doubt. Peace. All right. Let's get to the video chat a little bit. We got we got a couple people joined us. Who's Marcus in the chat? Of course, Guillermo and Andy is still here. French Unicorn is in the chat. So we're gonna talk to these guys and see what these guys got to say about DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews, and those guys, man. So let me see. Let me start with French Unicorn. French, what's popping, man?
What's up, Sam? What's up, chat? I enjoyed the game today, seeing the new guys, something different. Dennis Smith Jr. looked like he obviously didn't know any plays. DeAndre Jordan looks solid like DeAndre Jordan always looks. He rebounds and gets his points in the block and some defense. You heard Cornette say after the game that he's very vocal and he helps the perimeter guys. So right away, that's a help.
Right.
And then Wesley Matthews just looked like he's a product of not having an offense, and he was just chucking shit up, three-pointer after three-pointer.
Yeah.
I heard that we have a deal in play for him already anyway.
Yeah, I heard that we have not really
second rounder.
Yeah, that someone has, called the Knicks about, Wesley Matthews already. One thing with DeAndre Jordan that I like, that they talked about this a little bit at the end of the game. Something that he does while he's on the free throw line is after he shoots the first free throw, when he's getting ready to shoot the second free throw, he asks everybody, if I miss this, who do you have?
Exactly, right? Yeah.
That right there now, the commentators were like, is that just something new that he's doing to keep his mind focused? But to me, that's just kind of, I don't know if that's leadership though, right? Because a lot of times, there's a lot of teams that, you shoot a free throw, you miss it, and guys don't know who they have or whatever. And maybe it is something that he's worked on and focused himself. I don't know. But not only does it, if that's the case, not only does it help him to focus, but it also helps the rest of the team to focus. To know, who do I have on defense? Who am I grabbing? Yeah. Where is my man? Right? Like little things like that will help this team going forward, will help this team in the future. With someone like
Fizz already said that he's like having a defensive coach out there on the floor, so that can't hurt us. So having him the rest of the year probably wouldn't suck, as far as Cornette and Mitchell Robinson and even Volley to some degree help them understand how to call the defense from the post,
Yeah.
Matthews, I don't think sticks. Even if we don't trade him by Thursday, I think we buy him out.
End up buying him out.
And Dennis Smith Jr., you're going to see excitement because I think once, he learns a few plays and sees how wide open Fizz wants to play, I think it only benefits him.
Right.
He shows good court vision. He shows, obviously, he could get to the rack better than anybody we have. So, I'm excited. Yeah. All in all, excited.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. Let me see who else. What some other people are to say. Let me let this person in. Isaiah. And of course, Isaiah comes on. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to use Isaiah as an example. All right.
Of how not to come on.
Of how not to come on into the video chat. Exactly. Thank you, French. Of how not to come on. When you come into the video chat, please have your volume, your background volume, whatever it is, have it down, have it low, right? Because as soon as I open it up for you to come in, whatever sound you have going can be heard to everyone, right? So, I don't even think Isaiah is paying attention, but, nothing new. All right, nothing new. All right, let's get some.
At least he's not cooking pork chops.
Yeah, he's not. Instead, he's showing us his fake Jordans. We know they fake.
They came from China, Isaiah. We got it from China.
We know they fake.
They're hot though. I like those.
We know, got them off one of them fake sites. Mark, I'm coming to you. Mark, you there? Yeah, okay. Looks like he's there. I thought maybe he froze up. What's going on,
What's
Mark?
up?
What's up with you, man? So tell me, I don't know if you got a chance to watch the game, how much you got a chance to watch the game because you were on the line.
I was watching every bit of it.
Okay. I know you were on the line with us. So, all right. So then tell me, what did you see?
Listen, as long...
Can you turn down the love songs in the back?
That's outside.
That's outside?
That's like from my outside. Wait, I'm going to go somewhere else. Hold on. Because I'm on Merrick, so that's the main street. You can hear me now?
All right, so tell me, what you see? Tell me what you see. And big shout out to my man Chester, with the super chat.
I'm happy with pace.
One second. Big shout out to my man Chester. My man Chester said it's all good. The Knicks are on the rise. Big shout out to you, Chester. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, go ahead, Mark.
I said I'm just happy with the pace that we play with. The thing with DeAndre Jordan is it's really tricky. It's he might stay on depending on if we land KD and Kyrie, he's gonna stay because you're not gonna want to have Mitch playing with KD, having him start with KD and Kyrie Irving. That's not gonna be good. So I believe they're gonna end up they're not gonna pay him like over $10 million. I think he's gonna take a minimum salary next year prior to the 2 free agents, hopefully, that we get. But I just like the pace that we put. Like I said, I like when the Knicks run up and down on offense. It's a better product to watch. But when they get into half-court offense, it looks horrible. Like, it just looks horrible to watch because teams like Grizzlies will put you in a bind like that. So, the pace was good. I seen Kevin Knox taking more shots and running the floor with pace, look more into the game anytime the pace is there. But, it is what it is. We couldn't score as usual. It's just blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Just depressed.
I know you're depressed, Mark. Mark, you gotta let it fly, man. You really gotta let it fly. It's nothing you can do about it.
You don't understand, yo. It's like, what did we do? Why did we do it so fast? It hurts.
You gotta let it go, Mark. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go, man. You're still reeling. You gotta let it go. We got some new guys to talk about. You know what I'm saying? KP's not coming back. At least not for a while.
Low-key,
if it happens,
you know what I was thinking?
Back,
you know what I was thinking?
What's that?
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking that when we sign, hopefully we sign those 2 guys, and in 2020 KP come back.
It's not happening. Well, I don't know. It's not happening, man. It's not happening, man. You're gonna have to fall in love with a new chick, man.
Oh, no, hold on. Don't worry. I'll be watching him in Dallas. Don't worry, because I want him to sock it to every single one that hate him in this chat. Okay. I can't wait to see him with Luka Doncic. Oh, don't worry about that. All right. Well, don't worry about that. All right. He will be on my television screen. Okay, well. But Sim, I don't like how they smearing him in the media right now.
We're gonna get to. We're gonna talk about that.
I don't like
if
that,
it's happening, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk.
That's what made me more depressed.
Okay, we're gonna talk about it. Isaiah, what's good, man? Talk to me about our new players, man. Talk to me about our new players. Talk to me about our new players. Go ahead, Isaiah.
I like the new players, man. First of all, my Jordan's not fake. Don't do that to me, son. I buy my Jordans for real. Don't do that to me. Okay, all right. Size 13, baby. Michael Jordan feet. Size 13.
All right.
I like what I seen with Dennis Smith. I like that. I seen Kevin Knox get a lot of open shots today, which is really good. I'm not really a big fan of Wesley Matthews, but I like DeAndre Jordan though. I think if we get both the Ks, and when we talk about the Ks, I'm talking about Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. I can see them playing really good with him and Mitch interchaining. I think that we will keep a steady defensive anchor on the floor that can, hopefully I want what's the name to do screens. Hey, Sim, but I got a special guest. Can I say what up to my dad?
Hey, what's going on, Pop? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Glad to see you, man. Glad to see you.
Man, good to hear your voice, man.
Yeah. It was great to meet you at the game. Great to meet you at the game.
Yeah, man. What do you think about what happened to the Knicks, man?
Well, I mean, you know what? I was a little disappointed when it first happened, but I've moved on, and I'm looking at how much cap space we got. I'm looking at the picks that we have, and I'm excited about the possibilities. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, man.
Yeah,
especially that guy from Duke, man.
Yeah.
We land him. He the truth.
Yeah. I'm excited about it, man. So if we get it, we got a chance to do something special still.
Yeah. I hope the Knicks come through because
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm trusting in Scott Perry. I trust in Scott Perry.
Yeah.
I think that Scott Perry is doing a lot of the right things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trusting in that guy.
That's it, man. I tell you, I was down so long with the Knicks. Man, I hate to let them go because the Nets looking tempting.
Yeah, right. They are. They definitely are, man. All right, thank you for jumping on. Appreciate it, Pop.
Hey, Sim.
Yeah.
Hey, I think they're doing good moves. I'm about to leave. I gotta go to a Super Bowl party with my girl.
All right.
Be good, man. Enjoy the night. Enjoy the night, man. Be good.
Hey. Before you jump out of here, me and the entertainer was talking a little bit. I told him how you went on a water diet, laying off the fried foods.
Oh yeah.
A lot of times when people do that, Isaiah, marriage is in the works.
I heard that.
And you're trying to get in shape for that tuxedo.
He talk about my girl.
I mean,
no, you know what it is?
What's up, Isaiah?
Awesome. I do believe she the one.
Okay.
Eventually. Okay, Mom. Eventually he wanted. No, eventually one day, I believe it. I really do. I got a good feeling about her.
Okay. All right, that's what's up.
But you know what it is though? But thanks, Sam. Now you gonna come to the wedding, you know what I'm saying?
All right, I'll be there.
Hey.
All right, man.
I see you. Have a good one,
man. Enjoy your party. Enjoy the party, man.
All right, man. See you later.
All right. Let me get to this phone call, ladies and gentlemen. Look, there's no reason for us to continue to harp on the KP thing, man, because it's a done deal now. We got some new guys. Let's support them and see how we can see what happens. Caller, you're alive with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping? Could you do me a favor? Could you turn that down in the back?
Yeah, I just did.
All right. What's going on with you, man? Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, I go by Rick. My name is Rick.
What's going on, Rick? How you feeling?
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
I be watching your live streams. Yeah, I think be straight on point. Some callers be talking, they reckless, but for the most part, y'all be on point.
Yeah.
So
we try
what I want to talk about is,
all right,
y'all got to put some respect on Dennis Smith Jr.'s name. Please do. Y'all keep talking about this Kyrie, like Kyrie don't take crazy shots. He just happened to make them. But those shots, if somebody else was taking them, y'all be going crazy. Kyrie, and he's injury prone. We need to start doing our homegrown things. We got Dennis Smith. We wanted him 2 years ago. Run with it. Stop saying Kyrie to make this guy disgruntled and not play well. Y'all got to start putting respect on certain people's name that we have already and start worrying about other people's players. They not here. Worry about our players.
Down with OPP. A lot of people down with OPP.
You know what I'm saying? I be on mad live streams and I keep hearing Kyrie. No. Stop saying Kyrie. We have a point guard already. His name is Dennis Smith Jr. We got a point guard. We're good.
Okay.
We need Kawhi Leonard and maybe AD. If y'all want to talk. Don't say Kyrie, Kemba. Keep those point guards where they at. We have a point guard named Dennis Smith Jr. and he dunks on everybody. That's who y'all should be running with. Stop saying Kyrie's name. Everybody, not just this show, every show.
So to me,
leave Kyrie in Boston.
So to me, it sounds like you think Dennis Smith Jr. is our future point guard.
I do, and I thought that 2 years ago, and I cried when we got Frank. So yes, I do.
Okay. I mean, I respect
now
that.
You got
I respect that.
a baby Westbrook / Damian Lillard / Derrick Rose and Kevin Knox, a baby Kevin Durant. Worry about growing those two superstars in the making, and stop worrying about bringing people to mess up their confidence.
Okay, my only question, and I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit with you. All right,
that's good.
All right, because I'm not ready to say if he's going to be our future point guard or not, but I'm not ready to say he's not going to be the future point guard. I just want to want to see how it works, right? Because fit means a whole lot. Maybe he's going to fit with Fizdale and the system that Fizdale wants to run. Maybe he won't. I don't know. I tend to think that he probably will. Am I ready to say he's the future? I don't know. I'm just waiting to see. It's been one game. But playing devil's advocate, you named Russell Westbrook. You named Derrick Rose. Who else did you name?
Dame Lillard.
Combined, how many championships do those guys have?
Correct, none.
Right? There's a lot of point guards that have come into the league that fit their mold. And I don't know how many of them have championships that fit their mold. Like guys that are like super explosive. And, I know some people are going to say, well, Steph Curry. But Steph Curry's a little bit different. He's not like those guys. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie's not even like those guys. A little bit different. Dennis Smith Jr. does kind of fit those guys' mold. Right? Those guys haven't won championships, and maybe it's just coincidence that they haven't won a championship, or maybe it does have something to do with their style of play. I don't know. What do you think about it then? What do you think about what I just said?
What you said is perfect. Like, I actually was nodding my head while you were speaking. Like, that's all true. It might be a coincidence. It might not be. But what I'm saying is Westbrook and Durant almost took out Steph Curry a couple years ago. 3-1, they end up falling apart. That's that. So Westbrook could have been in the finals. Okay. Derrick Rose,
right? You're right.
Never had no other good players by him, but he kept making the playoffs and trying to go far by himself with that play. So if he had another player, Dwayne Wade, somebody else, they probably could have went further. You know what I'm saying? And Kyrie never won anything till LeBron came.
True.
All this flashy stuff he's doing in Cleveland, nada. He got LeBron finals. That's what I'm saying. Kyrie's flashy. I love flashiness. That's what Garden loved. That's why we want Zion to tear down the rims, because Knicks like flashy and winning. If we could get both, we happy. That's why we was happy with Kristaps. Why? He's flashy, and we was doing IS. So it was like a happy thing. Dennis Smith Jr., we wanted him. Why? Because we see what Westbrook come do in the Garden. We see what Derrick Rose come do in the Garden. We see what all these flashy, strong point guards come do in the Garden, disrespecting the Knicks and tearing down rims. We have our own 21-year-old version of this thing, and we quick to call Kyrie injured boy to the Knicks. And all he do is shoot. At least have our own homegrown 21-year-old and build them. You don't know what you're going to have with Dennis Smith, but you worry about Kyrie. He's already showed he's injured all the time. He can't win nothing. Then last year with the Celtics, they almost went to the finals without him. Now this year he's back. He's complaining about games winning. Bruh, they almost won without you last year. Chill out.
Okay, you got a point there. Hey, I'm playing devil's advocate with you a little bit. I mean, you brought up some great points, though. You brought up some great points.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you taking the call.
What'd you say?
I said, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you taking the call.
Thank you. I appreciate the call.
Watching. Hopefully, I get on video chat with you one of your live streams.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, we'd love to have you in there. Appreciate the call, my man. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Thank you. You too.
All right, peace. Pretty good points by the caller there. But I also do think maybe there is something to some of these players that haven't won a championship, and it could be coincidence that it just hasn't happened, right? It could just be coincidence. We'll see. We'll get a chance. We'll get a chance to see. Now, Russell Westbrook, they have been to the finals. Him and KD went to the finals, and they could have went to the. They had the Warriors down 3-1. You know what I'm saying? And then KD switched up squads. They could have won the next year. Who knows? Damian Lillard, I mean, he's stuck in Portland. I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know if they're ever going to win a championship or be a really, really good team there. But we'll see. I mean, listen, I'm willing to take this fire on Dennis Smith Jr. And see what happens, now from now until free agency, and then start to make a call on whether or not we think he could be the guy. It's hard to say. It is very hard to say in year 2 of his career. It's hard to say from us watching him and him playing with the Knicks for what's it going to be, 2-3 months in the second year of his career, if he's the guy. It's hard to say if he is or if he is not. It's pretty hard to say. And I see Romeo Dredd say, how many rings does Chris Paul have? He doesn't have any rings. But my point is, but there are point guards like Chris Paul that does have rings. There aren't many point guards like Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose, and those guys that have rings. That's my point. All right, but there are point guards that are like Chris Paul that do have rings. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying those guys would never get a ring, though. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is I'm just looking at what the facts are right now, and I just asked the question. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Sam.
What's good, man? What's up?
What's good, family? You don't have to back up on what you just said. What you said was correct. Those style of point guards forever win nada.
Mm-hmm.
That and one style, ruck up, and no disrespect to the ruck. You know what I'm saying? And I mean for a lot of the younger generation, the last 20 years and so that come up, that kind of selfish style of basketball that you can explode. Your vertical is 40, 45, 46, 47. You can shoot the three, and you don't have an intermediary game. No one wants to run with you because if they run with you, you don't pass the ball. Case in point, last week with Alonzo Trier and Tim Hardaway. Hardaway was totally correct. I'm in front of you. You're trailing, or we're on the side or whatever, and there's multiple of us on this thing here, and you'd rather go for yours when it's quite obvious I'm right there with you. I like Dennis Smith Jr. I liked him before the draft. I thought the Knicks should have went out and took him, whatever, but I was a little skeptical on that knee because he had a knee problem since high school.
Right.
But a lot of those guards, look how quickly Dallas was ready to get him up out of there. Once Luka looked like, I'm going to play for the team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's no knock on the young gentleman because like the caller said, he has all of these other attributes. But will he take his game to a point of, you know what, I can get mine. But if these other cats run with me and I'm going to be out here, throwing myself up, doing the dirty work on defense, is he willing to take that next step with his game, or does he want to be, Stevie franchise?
Right. I agree with you. And we'll see. Listen, I'm glad we have a chance. I'm glad that we have a chance to see, how he's going to do in New York under David Fizdale.
Yeah, and a coaching staff that has been known already to want to put in the work to work with young guys.
Yeah.
You see, that's the one thing, and we're not going to talk about, that dude because he's already gone. That's the one thing he kind of missed, not being here as far as having a coaching staff, help break down your game to try and take you, a coaching staff that's worked with LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh,
right.
That all you hear from Fizdale and the people who think about Fizdale around the league, I've never heard anything outside of Gasol. I've never heard any other one say anything bad about this dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a young guy like that, you know what I'm saying, could learn. But just to kind of tear off a little bit there, the Knicks have a chance here, and I hope they make some maneuvers to rid themselves of these guys that they got. Because I don't want to win any games. I'm not going to lie to you. I told you that a long time ago that they were doing a professional tank job. and they need to stay doing a professional tank job, we have a chance here to really flip this 1 million next summer. What you thought?
We got a chance to make this. I mean, we really got a chance to do something, make something special happen over the summertime, man. And I feel like Scott Perry could be the guy to do it. He seems to have a lot of back channel connections that he can use to impact, what he does now in the present. You know what I mean? And he's got the team set up in a position to where you can go grab free agents and build a team like immediately, or if that doesn't work out, you can go ahead and hit the rebuild button. We're at ground zero right now. We're at ground zero. We got $38 million committed for 2019 and 20, and that $38 million is committed to rookies and second-year players, or what's going to be sophomores and third-year players in 2019, 2020, and a rookie, right? So it's all, that $38 million is committed to young players, right? So you got the chance to either add some stars to these young players, or if you can't, you just continue your build. You know what I mean? Like you're starting from ground zero, because when he came in, if you look back when KP was here, right, when KP was drafted, we weren't at ground zero. We still had Melo. We still had these contracts on the books, right? And then we tried to get Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah and do all this stuff. So we weren't at ground zero. And then even last year, when Scott Perry came in, we still wasn't at ground zero because we had Tim Hardaway's contract, Courtney Lee on the books, Joakim Noah on the books, right? Right now, we are truly at ground zero. You got a blank canvas. You know what I'm saying? A blank canvas with a couple of colors in there, a couple of primary colors where you can start to do whatever you need to do, right? You can let your imagination run wild. That's what we have right now. It's just a blank canvas that we can truly build from. We're at ground zero. Now you really get a chance you get a chance to really do what you want with the way that our situation is now.
A lot of Knicks fans, don't know this, or maybe they're not old enough to realize this. This is the first time, I think, in our history, or for at least as long as I've been watching the game, that we've had cap space and a projected top pick. We've never been like this and already have young building blocks on our team. Right. We've never had this kind of avenues where we could even take on say for instance, if the Knicks get back into the Anthony Davis situation, and New Orleans decides that they want to dump salary, the Knicks could take on salary just to get Anthony Davis. Not to say that they would, but I know what you're saying. All of these options at one time.
Right. The options are there. I know exactly what you're saying. Not to say we would, but the options are there. Right.
The options are there. All right, fam. I'm going to let you go. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody wants to get over.
No
stay
doubt.
Up.
All right. Appreciate it. Enjoy the Super Bowl, my man.
All right, fam. I'm going with the Rams. I can't.
Me too.
I can't go with Brady in the.
I can't.
The Rams.
Yeah. I can't mess with the Patriots. I can't do it.
Right.
All right. Peace. All right. A quick recap of the game before we move into, we started talking about other things. We never got into a recap, so we're just going to recap some numbers real quick, and then we'll get back into the conversation, because I know that's what, there's some things we want to get to. I know there's something up here that Mark wants to get to, and I'm going to let Mark jump it off once we get to it. But the Knicks were up in the first quarter, 22-19. I liked what I seen in that first quarter, the way we were moving the ball. Some things going good. That's going to happen, when you got a new player coming in and, things are just getting popping. Second quarter, Knicks lost about 4, 23-19. It's that third quarter that did us in, 32-21. We lost the third quarter, down double digits at the end of the third quarter. Right, we tied the fourth quarter 22-22, but all in all, this is the kind of game that most Knicks fans will be happy about. Right, we continue to lose. We continue to be on top of the Tankathon standings. So I'm sure people are glad about that. The Knicks' biggest lead was 8. The Memphis Grizzlies' biggest lead was 16. And look, the Memphis Grizzlies got some vets on the squad. You expect them to win, even though they're a bottom feeder team. They still got 20 wins. And they got vets on the squad. You expect them to beat us. They shot 40.7% from the field, 34.6% from 3, 72.2% from the free throw line. The Knicks, on the other hand, only got up 73 shots tonight. We only got up 73 shots tonight. We shot 38.4% from the field, 30% from 3, 72.7% from the free throw line. We shot 22 of those free throws. We lost the rebounding battle 49-45. The Grizzlies had 25 assists. The Knicks had 20. We only had 4 steals. We had 6 blocks on the night, and we had 16 turnovers. The sign of having 3 new guys in your rotation. The 16 turnovers aren't horrible. The Knicks have done better this season. But we're gonna see. There's gonna be some changes and some things that the Knicks got to get used to by adding 3 guys into the rotation. All right. Looking at the box scores on the night, Kevin Knox had 17 points. He only shot 27.8% from the field. I seen someone in the chat, and Chris asked me, am I just a little bit disappointed in Kevin Knox? And I am a little bit. I expected more. I don't know if I'm disappointed in Kevin Knox. I'm a little bit disappointed in his production because I thought he was going to be somewhere around 15 to 17 points per game, 7 rebounds per game. His rebounding is definitely not there. His shooting has not been good, but he is a rookie. Right, he is a rookie, and there was an adjustment. He went out with an ankle injury earlier in the season. You know what? Obviously, I'm not holding any judgment for Kevin Knox, and I think that he's going to get better. I honestly think that with Dennis Smith Jr. here now and Tim Hardaway gone, I think that Kevin Knox will play better. I think he's going to get more open shots. I seen times tonight where he's a little bit more aggressive in trying to do his thing with the rock. I think we're going to see some more of that. So we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see if he starts to come out of his shell a little bit. See if he comes out of his shell a little bit and really starts to hoop. Noah Vonleh had 9 points, 6 rebounds. DeAndre Jordan came in, played 29 minutes, 12 points, 12 rebounds. And already a lot of people are looking at him as our defensive leader. Let's see. Damian Dotson, 5 points tonight, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Dennis Smith Jr. came in, debuted at the Garden, debuted for the New York Knicks, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block. Kadeem Allen had no points. He had 5 assists. Luke Cornett, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Wesley Matthews played 28 minutes, had 5 points, 1 rebound. Mario Hezonja had 14 points and 8 rebounds on the night. Alonzo Trier, 3 points, 4 rebounds. And, it's going to be interesting to see how Alonzo Trier and Dennis Smith work together if they get on the floor together. If they spend a lot of time on the floor together, it'd be interesting to see that dynamic. Isaiah Hicks did not play. Enes Kanter did not play. He walked to the tables like he was going to play and, try to get a laugh out of people on the bench, but he didn't play. And Lance Thomas did not play this evening or today, whatever you want to call it. All right, that's kind of the recap of the game. I don't know if there's a reason to even go over the Memphis Grizzlies stuff, but we will. The Memphis Grizzlies, Bruno had no points. Jaren Jackson, 16 points, 7 rebounds. Marc Gasol, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. He's on the trading block. Mike Conley also on the trading block, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Justin Holiday had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And I mean, not much more to write home about for the Memphis Grizzlies. Those guys kind of handled the bulk of the work. All right. So let's I want to talk a little bit about KP. And I know Mark wants to jump in on this. I don't want to talk about the trade though. Let's continue to talk about the aftermath. And we're gonna keep this short because I just don't want to get into it. I just don't want to get into the trade itself. But I am willing to talk about the Knicks smearing KP. I am willing to talk about that. All right. Because if that is the case, I don't know if that's the case. I don't think that's the case. Right. But I will talk about it. By the way, if you're new to the channel, please hit me with a subscription. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the notification bell so you can go to the notification anytime that I go live or upload a video. All right. Subscribe right now. Right now. Hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss anything about the New York Knicks. All right. So let's talk about it a little bit. And the reason I'm bringing this up, right, because if you watch the game, the Knicks pulled up a graphic, where they showed when KP was drafted. The graphic also showed that KP, skipped the exit interview. It also showed that KP, what he averaged. It also showed that it showed that it tore his ACL. It showed that he missed 186 of a possible 380, however many games it is. I forgot how many games it is. The guy, Scott Perry, Steve Mills, they've talked about how KP, didn't want to be here. David Fizdale in one of his latest interviews said, we're going to go out and get guys that want to be here. Is this a smear campaign? That's what I want to know from you. Do you think it's a smear campaign? I know Mark thinks it's a smear campaign. I mean, my thing is this. Everything that was on that graphic that the Knicks put up were facts. Nothing about it was fake. It was all real. Right? Those are all things that happened. It is the truth that KP skipped the exit interview. That is the truth. That's not fake. It is the truth that KP missed all those basketball games. That's not fake. Right? And if KP didn't want to be in New York, then, that's probably, I think it's the truth that KP didn't want to be in New York. Right? So I just want to know, if you're throwing out facts, if these are facts, is that smearing somebody's names? Is that smearing someone's name if those are facts? And on the other hand, on the other side, is KP not smearing the Knicks? Right? I mean, you seen, as soon as he was traded, he posted the little video of him and Luka, clapping hands. And then he gives his little, says, thank you to the Knicks fans. And then after that, he says, whatever, the truth will come out or whatever he says. And then, there's more things that he's posting to say the truth is going to come out and all this stuff. Basically saying that the Knicks are lying. So now both sides are in the media saying that the other person is lying if this is the case. I don't know. Right? Who's smearing who? Is it the Knicks? I mean, from what we understand, and this could be a lie, it could be the truth, it could be a lie. From what we understand, KP is telling other players not to sign in New York. Right? So who's doing what to who? I don't know. Does it even matter by now? And why does it need to go on? I'm sure the Knicks are going to try to, they want to let their fans know, here's the reason why, I'm sure. And if KP thinks it's wrong, he's going to say, this is, this is why I wanted to go, or I didn't want to go, whatever. I don't know. Mark, I'm going to come to you first, because I know you got some things to say on the topic. Mark, are you paying attention? I hope Mark is paying attention. I'm coming to you, because I know you got some things to say on it. Mark, all right. Are the Knicks smearing KP?
So you're telling me anytime you see a player traded in future references, do they put up all their first year stats, or do they put up their career stats, or what the last points they averaged before they got hurt or before they got traded?
I think they usually put up their career stats.
Oh, okay, so that is a shot. What they did today, when I saw that, I just laughed. It is what it is, man. I don't even care about it no more. I'm done with the KP situation. It is what it is. Nick smeared him. He came back. It is what it is. When the truth come out, I'm just waiting for New York media to ramp up in the next 5 days, and it's going to just show you as Knicks fans how quick we was to believe this organization that had been sucked for 20 years straight. They gave you nothing positive to make you feel. And Jim Dolan controls New York Knicks PR, even from the writers. He banned writers because they say the truth about him. So until next week, when all this start to ramp up, I don't even want to talk about it no more. It's done. It's squashed, because anything I say, I'm too emotional. No, because if you invest yourself into anything in life, you're going to feel away. Because if someone gives you information, like they said, they had 8 teams. So out of those 8 teams, why we couldn't know the details of those 8 teams and what we could see to see if Dallas was the best offer that they gave us. They just had the Dallas offer there. But where the other 8 teams? Let me see the 8 teams and what they could offer for Porzingis to see. Okay, I would be okay if I saw.
But is it? Do they have to show us those 8 teams?
Yeah, but because let me tell you why, Sam. Let me tell you why. When any trade goes down, like with the Anthony Davis trade right now, you know what the Pelicans doing? They could have traded Anthony Davis quick to LA just now for that package. But they're dangling, and in the media, they have other trade scenarios. There was no other trade scenario for me to even say, okay, I would do that for Porzingis. They just had the Dallas and said, he had a meeting, next 3 minutes, poof, he got all the information. After telling us there was 8 other scenarios. You can't do business like that with fans. That's not right. That's my whole gripe. I'm not mad that he's gone because we got 2 max slots for 2 better players. That's not my gripe. It's those other 8 teams. I want to know what they was offering, because this is the NBA, and when players are getting traded, you're gonna know every single offer for the player that they're giving away, and that is a complete fact because it happened anytime these players get traded. So don't tell me anything different.
Okay, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna say this. I don't think it always happens. A lot. Sometimes you hear about 1 or 2 offers that a lot of times teams leak out. You hear 1 or 2 offers that teams leak out. Sometimes it's not until years later that you hear that this team wanted to trade this and that for that person. A lot of times you don't hear it. A lot of times what we do hear, and this is what you got to understand about the media, what we do hear is what teams want us to hear. Right? So sometimes if we hear, that the Knicks had a trade with San Antonio on paper, right? There was an offer with San Antonio. Maybe we didn't hear about it in the first place because San Antonio was like, there's nothing for us to gain. They're either going to take it or they're not. But let's say that San Antonio really wanted KP, right? They may, and maybe San Antonio doesn't work like this. Maybe this is a bad example. They may leak it out there, right? So that the Knicks can hear the offer beforehand, or so that the fans could be like, why don't you take this offer? Why don't you take that offer, to try to put pressure on the Knicks to take an offer? But not every offer gets put out there, in my opinion. And honestly, to tell you the truth, if you said there's 8 or 9 teams, I don't think that's bad. If they only went to 8 or 9 teams, I don't think that's bad. Because if you have an objective in mind, if you feel like this This is what we want to do. There may only be 8 or 9 teams that can help you achieve that objective. All 29 teams may not be able to help you achieve that. It might only be 8 or 9 teams. But I don't know if it's their responsibility to say, hey, Knicks fans, here's the trade offers that we had. They don't have to do that. That would be stupid to do that. Because if you put all the trade offers that you had out there, other teams can now take advantage of it. They look at those trade offers and they say, well, we can do this, that, this, and that. Oh, we're not going to, you don't put that information out there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I'm just not mad at it. I'm glad that it happened quick. I'm glad that it moved. We did it fast, because you look at, I don't want to have it hanging over our heads. So there's 2 things. I'm glad it went fast, because I don't want it to be hanging over our heads that, we got this trade out here. We could possibly trade KP, and now we're, everyone's worried about what's going to happen. You still got Tim Hardaway on the books. You still got Courtney Lee on the books. They could possibly go. Everybody's worried about what's going to happen. I don't want that. That's what's happening with AD right now. Right? It's all in the news instead of worried about business. Right? All this stuff is in the news. Secondly, we wait all the way into the summertime, and now you're talking about getting Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard. We're talking about getting these guys, and they're not sure if KP is still going to be here. So what do? I don't know. They don't have anything. They don't have any stability. Right? They don't know what's going on right now. KP may be here. He may not be here. So you go into a meeting with Kawhi Leonard, and he says, what's up with KP? And you say, we're not sure yet. If he gets traded, this is what we're going to do. If he sticks around, this is what we're going to do. Free agents don't want to hear that. Free agents want to know, when I come to meet you, you either got KP and he's committed long term and he's going to be here, or you don't. And you got cap space where you can get somebody that's going to be committed long term. That's the stance that I think Scott Perry and Steve Mills took. You want to be able to go into these free agent meetings with some concrete information that they can take back to them. There are no questions. There are no, is KP going to be here or not? They know he's not here now. They know you got cap space. They know you got first round picks. They know exactly what they're getting into. And they're not worried about if KP is going to come back off an injury the same way. So I think it's good that this deal was done early. Good that the deal is done early. So now everybody in the league knows these free agents they know what the Knicks have. They might not be thinking about it now, but they know. They can see it. And they know if this is a team that they might want to talk to or not. Their agents, their squad, the people that back them up know, okay, we could talk to the Knicks now, right? Because we know exactly where they stand. We know exactly how everything is. So that's why I think it's good that it was done the way it was done. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it. I think it was good that it was done fast. Get it out the way. We don't need all this drama being held over our heads. That's my point with it.
Because Mark Cuban wanted
So I'm back with
that's my whole point too. That Dallas deal would have been there till the summer. You think you telling me Dallas wouldn't pull the same trigger?
But what I'm saying is, why wait until the summer? Why wait until the summer? Like I just said, why wait until the summer? You know what I'm saying?
Because I would want to. Oh God!
Why wait until the summer?
There's other teams with better packages than what we got.
I don't know if they're.
If we could do the same thing, but there's a better talent than Dennis Smith Jr., you wouldn't sit there and think about it.
Okay, tell me who. Tell me who right now. Tell me who and what.
Okay. Check this. If Toronto, they said Toronto is one of the teams, right? So you're telling me Toronto want to keep Kawhi Leonard, right? Wait, Toronto wanted to keep Kawhi Leonard, and they're doing everything in their power. Masai Ujiri would have traded anybody off that team. We could have used KP as leverage because they wanted him. They came out and said, we wanted KP. So you know what? Here, take Tim Hardaway contract and give me at least 2 of those athletes. We could have got that. But Dennis Smith Jr.?
Okay, so let me ask you this.
There's younger talent better than Dennis Smith Jr.
So let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this.
It's over.
Mark, you got to think deeper than
Dallas
that.
still would have been there.
Listen, you got to think deeper and farther than that. What if the Knicks want to try to get Kawhi Leonard? Now you sent KP to Toronto. Now he doesn't want to leave Toronto. But you got to think deeper than that.
Sim, Sam, how many days are in a free agency, bro? You act like you have to get there July 1st and the players will sign July 1st. There's a process with free agency.
You know what?
What are you talking about?
The longer that this thing took, the lower KP's value would have been. Bottom line.
How so?
Because more information. Listen, I'm going to tell you why. Yeah. Because more people would have known that KP wanted out. And so if KP wants out, we're not going to give you a whole lot for him. He wants out and he's injured. Okay. We're not going to give you a lot for him.
Okay, guess what? Anthony Davis wants out. The whole league knows, right? Same scenario. And they dangling him. They're dangling him.
That's what we didn't do. Anthony Davis.
They're looking for the highest bid right now with the Pelicans. Why we couldn't do that?
KP is not Anthony Davis.
You act like what I'm saying is like dumb.
Dude.
It's like you insulted my intelligence, bro.
Anthony Davis is not coming off of an ACL. Anthony Davis
is 23 years old. Paul George had a foot injury that could have ended his career.
Right.
And he was 28.
Right. And
23 and 28 is 5 years younger.
Dude. I don't think you was going to get too much better than what you got for KP. Because there's
other options.
There's barely any other options. You're not even telling me any other options. The only thing you're telling me is that Toronto maybe could have did that, maybe could have did this. You're not telling me any other options that were out there. You're not telling me who they could have gotten.
Okay.
Or who was.
The Knicks told you. Okay, the Knicks told you 8 teams was there.
Right.
What was the 8 teams offering?
You're not telling me.
What was the 8 teams offering? They just had the Dallas deal, so they lied. They lied that they said they had 8 teams, and they just made the Dallas deal.
You are not telling me who could have offered us what? I mean, in your mind, forget about what the Knicks had. You're saying that there's better deals out there. Tell me what? Tell me what team was going to be able to take Tim Hardaway and Courtney Lee and give us a young asset? Who? They did it all with one team without having to have three teams and 4 teams, all with one team. Who was going to do it? Who? And tell me what team, what players, and who was going to be able to take Tim Hardaway and Courtney Lee? Tell me.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
No, tell me.
Wait. I'm going to answer your question. You think this Dallas deal would have went away?
It may have. I don't know. I don't know. But I can tell you this. If you wait until the summertime and you expect to talk to Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and not knowing what's going on with KP, you're foolish. You're foolish because they don't want that. I mean, that's it. I mean, look, this whole question is about whether or not the Knicks are smearing KP or if KP is smearing the Knicks. Tony Crow, what's popping with you, bro?
Yo, Black is Town. Shout out to the chat.
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. What's your take, man? Well, are the Knicks smearing KP?
Nah, the pony smearing the Knicks.
Say that again?
I said the pony is smearing the Knicks.
He's smearing the Knicks.
Yeah, he's smearing the Knicks.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't see the Knicks doing anything wrong, honestly. And he's talking about the truth will come out without even talking about like any clue of what he's talking about.
Right.
Like what truth?
Right.
And
that's what I'm saying.
He's been a diva. He's been a diva for years. You know, a lot of people blame Melo. I don't know whether that is true or not true. Honestly, without any smearing at all, I can see why he would want to leave. He has been through a lot, and the organization hasn't looked good in his eyes. So, I mean, if they were selling him anything, they were selling him patience and hope. It wasn't based off of anything he's seen previously.
Right.
So, I mean, and like you explained, I'm good with the trade. You know what I mean? Like, if he didn't want to be there, the best thing for them to do was to trade him as soon as possible.
Right.
Now, I will say, I believe it had to have been the best trade offer, because if it wasn't, and if they weren't on good terms, why send him to a preferred destination.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I mean, I know people try to discredit the Knicks and say they're the worst franchise, but you would literally have to be the worst franchise to not take the best offer and trade the person to a preferred destination.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it really makes no sense. And I believe they wouldn't have done it if they didn't have some type of back channels knowing that others want to come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because offers will only get worse if they waited, if they let the season play out. And then if it would have came out without any trade, it would have just been turmoil for the end of the 3 months of an already wasted season. They did the best season.
I agree with you 100% with everything that you're saying. I agree with you 100%. Look, it's not in. I don't know. Is it really in the Knicks' interest to smear KP though? Right? How is it in their interest to do that when you're entering free agency? It isn't. Right? It's just not in the Knicks' best interest to smear KP. Right? All that does, if you smear KP, all that does is send a message to potential free agents that they can't trust you. Exactly.
I mean, and it already doesn't look good with the past with Melo's situation. So again, I understand if KP said, I don't want to be here and I'm not going to resign and I'm going to do my best to not be trapped by this unrestricted or restricted free agency, the best thing that they could have done was got rid of him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. You know if Guillermo's still in the chat?
Yeah. I think Guillermo's still in the chat. He's still in the chat.
All right, I just comment on something he said earlier about Fizdale and saying what he said about Dennis Smith Jr. as far as making him focus on defense. If the rest of his game is pretty much complete or what he excels at, then I mean it's kind of obvious that that's where you want him to focus on because that's where he can do the most improvement. It's just like when he talks about Frank, he doesn't say, "Oh, I want him to work on defense." He says, "I want him to work on aggression. I want him to work on his jump shot," because his defense is the most important. I mean, is the best part of his game. So, I just think it didn't really make sense with what he was saying there. As far as the team, like what the team's identity is, first we have to have a complete team, and with the assessment that we're doing now, it is an assessment. So you can't really say, all right, we're going to be a defensive team, and then assess these people. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're not getting to know what they're good at and what they do good and what they don't. You're forcing them to do one specific thing. I think this year was like a whole work in progress. It was about raising the young kids and then seeing if anybody was worth keeping.
Right.
I think that's what the whole year is about.
Yeah.
So,
and
yeah, that was my take. I'm gonna continue listening.
All right.
Yo, Black is time.
No doubt.
Shout out to the chat.
All right, peace, Tony. Talk to you later. And I just want you guys to, just get a look at this and what I'm going to pull up on the screen. This right here is, if you didn't see the game and you didn't see what the Knicks posted about KP on the game, I just want you to get a chance to, check this out real quick. I'm going to read it to you. This is what was what was posted at the game. He's drafted 4th overall in 2015. 2014, 2015, 2016, he averaged 14.3 points as a rookie. These are good things that they're showing. All right. Now, he skipped skipped his exit meeting with the front office after 2016-2017. That's a fact. Last season, 22.7 points per game, his first All-Star selection. That's a positive thing. That's also a fact. He tore his ACL February 6, 2018 versus Milwaukee. That's also a fact. He played in 186 of a possible 296 games in New York. That's also a fact. And then he was traded to Dallas. That's also a fact. Right? These are facts. That's not a smear campaign to me. These are facts. Right? These are facts. It is what it is, man. We got some new people who just joined the chat. I'm gonna get to this phone call, then we'll get back to the chat. All right. Caller, you're live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, Sim.
Hey, Jamila. Hey, what's going on with you?
I'm good. I have a question for you. I just want to paint this scenario.
Okay.
So, we know that there's three forms of communication. There is written word, spoken word, and body language.
Right.
Right? So, let's say that when the deadline rolled around for them to give him the offer for the contract, they spoke to him and said, look, we want to give you the contract, but it's better for us, i.e. for all of us, to not offer it because we'll have more cap space.
Right.
He agrees and stuff like that. Fine. Next thing you know, they realize, even though he agreed that he okayed with the plan, his body language started getting kind of funny. Like, you know, he says one thing, but his body language is something else. They realize, you know, he's less and less, you know, active and less present. And so they say, okay, well, something don't seem right. Let's cover our behinds just in case, you know, he comes with some bombshell.
Right.
Now, I always thought that the meeting that happened on Thursday, I thought the Knicks were the one that called that meeting. During the broadcast today, Mills, if he's telling the truth, indicated that KP was the one that called that meeting. Now, if KP called the meeting to let them know, look, I'm not resigning with you, and then he leaked to the media that, hey, I just requested a trade. Can you imagine the trade packages we would get? I am very, very happy that the Knicks actually paid attention to this dude's body language and was like, you know what? I'm not going to allow you to play me, so in the event that you come with any BS, I got something for you.
Yep.
That's exactly what happened. If the Knicks had offered him the max contract, he would have taken it, knowing in his heart that he did not want to be a Knick.
Right.
Now, that's bad business. Is that what Mark wanted? You don't do business like that. And the only reason why you had 8, 9, 10 teams, because that's the only teams that fit the criteria. You needed a team that was willing to give you cap space relief and was willing to give you expiring contracts back. You wanted a player with on their own rookie contract, and you wanted picks back. Who in the NBA has all of that? So you had to narrow down the situation based on the criteria you was looking for. They don't have to tell you what business packages they have. This is what it is. That's the decision that they made. It's the end of story. Of course he's going to say all kind of nonsense. You know what KP wanted to do? He wanted to be able to say, okay, I wanted you to give me my money. Since you don't want to give it to me, well, you know, he wanted to get his money, and then he would have been like, oh, I don't want to be with you, and then we would have been in a Anthony Davis situation. So he's probably just salty that we you know, that they beat him at his own game. He expected to tell them, you know, I don't want to be here. He didn't expect for them to trade him right away.
Right.
And they helped him out because they traded him to a good franchise.
Right.
And on top of that, if he was ready to play, he should be playing like tomorrow.
Exactly.
You understand what I mean? And if he wasn't worried about the qualifying offer, why is he signing the qualifying offer over there? He should sign the max right now. That dude's playing games, man.
Yeah.
And the Knicks is like, yo, enough of this nonsense. I'm sick and tired of these players coming here, making all this money and not wanting to play for the team. And you know, Steve Mills said the reason why we traded this guy before February 7th is because he would have signed the qualifying offer. He would have been playing coming back from ACL injury, so which means next year when he comes back, he's not going to be looking all that great. What trade pieces you getting back with that?
Yep.
Knowing that he's gonna be a free agent next summer. They made the right move. I don't think they wanted to make this move. You don't want to give up on your player like that, but you just had to. And in regards to smear campaign, how many times he has been in Latvia, and every single time he speaks to the media, his brother says this or he says that. We've been taking this for years. Look, the Knicks made a mistake by when they drafted him, putting him in that kind of environment. But this current GM and the current coach, they did everything they could to make this man know we want you to be a part of it. Now, granted, if he doesn't feel comfortable based on the Knicks sins of the past, that's fine. You're in a good spot. Go about your business and whatever. I don't need you to be telling me I need to stay woke and all that nonsense. Knock it off. He wanted to be able to call the shots. He couldn't call the shots. What do you think? I mean, am I wrong for saying that?
I think you are exactly right with everything that you said. Everything that you said. Everything that you said.
I mean, how many years we've been playing these players? They making the money and they don't want to play here.
That's
For
right.
once, they finally put their foot down and say, you know, we have a new sheriff in town. Enough is enough. I'm not taking any mess from you or your brother. You don't want to be here. You know, unfortunately, we wanted you to see the plan. And how do you not see the plan? One of the reasons why we losing all these games is because you always on the bench. And on top of that, okay, great. So we're not doing well, but you want to be the one. He could not be the one sitting on the bench, not playing these games, and then complaining about culture.
Right.
You understand? You really get to see and know somebody when things is going bad. He should have been there every single day, no matter what, because that shows a true leader. You know what it is? He wanted the Knicks to give him the money and made everything comfortable for him. He's one of these players don't want to work hard. You gotta work hard, man.
That's it.
You can't just. You gotta listen. The Knicks was wrong, and so was KP. They both have to look at themselves in the mirror. He has to look at himself in the mirror too.
That's it.
And put your big boy pants on, and stop having everybody talk for you, and you hiding behind Twitter and Instagram. And knock it off. You a grown man.
That's right. That's it.
That's it. And then they talking about Stephon Bondy from the Knicks got rid of his favorite coach. They got rid of Hernan Gomez. So what? We supposed to have a J.R. Smith situation where we have all these corny ass players on the team just because they know you? You don't run business like that. And a good businessman knows you can have many deals on the table. You don't need to tell everybody what you're doing. I love the fact that Perry, since he's been here, has been able to make these moves, and no one knows. That's a good sign of a good businessman.
No one knows. Exactly.
You're not supposed to let people know what you're doing. You'll be, same thing like Brian Cashman. You just quick with the movements. Let people know. That sends shockwaves. The Knicks ain't playing no games. They traded KP. Wow. They serious. And you know what it does too with this whole Kevin Durant or whoever? It basically tells Kevin Durant has no excuses anymore, because at least he could have said, look, you don't have the money to pay me, or you don't have the people to put around me. No excuses.
Right.
No excuses. They put the ball in all these free agency courts. We not playing. Who want to come here? You want to come here? We serious. You sign, we got you. It's just that simple. All this nonsense, KP. Let me tell you something. He hasn't. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I like KP. I love the fact that we drafted him. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep him. But I mean, me personally, I knew once he went down with his knee surgery, I was like, nah. I was skeptical. I didn't want to sign this guy, because with our luck, he probably had like 2 years on those knees. Mm-hmm. And I just couldn't. It didn't make no financial sense for me. And I spoke to you last time. Everything to me is always about the money. As if I'm paying. It's natural. It's just how it is, because you make a wrong move and you're in trouble. They made the right choice. When you have people, nationally speaking, who usually kill the Knicks, that applaud them for making this move, I mean, what are you gonna say? Listen, tell Mark I will buy a plane ticket. He can go to Dallas if he wants to.
I think Oh,
I mean, come on now.
He can hear you. He can hear you. He can hear you. Hey, I'm with
but you know what it is? If the Spurs made this move, if the Patriots, these are the things that smart organizations do.
That's right. That's right.
But the thing is, we don't have the pelts on the wall.
Right.
But we finally operating like a decent franchise. It's just that people they not used to it, so they don't know how to react. Yeah. Well, get used to it, Knicks fans. We look like we have people who know what the hell they doing.
Exactly. Jamila, thank you for the call.
I just had to because Mark was like, I couldn't take it anymore with him.
Yeah, I hear you.
You were supposed to be rooting for the name on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back of the jersey. I'm done with that.
That's right.
Dude, I've been a Knicks fan before KP been alive. And he going to come in here and try to stick up the franchise? Like, who the hell are you? What have you done?
That's right.
And, how about this? 20 games into last season, he talking about he tired. I'm supposed to build my franchise around that guy?
Right. I remember
and
that.
Someone who's not around when when things are good and convenient for him, he wasn't the one, man. I wish he was, but he wasn't the one.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so
now,
you know,
you 100% right. You 100% right, man. Yeah, I agree with everything that you said. Everything.
All right, Tim, man.
I appreciate you.
All right.
I appreciate you.
Have a good night. Enjoy your game.
Thank you. Enjoy the game.
Go Rams.
Go Rams. There we go. Go Rams. That's right.
Yeah.
Have a good one, Jamila. All right. Mark, I hope you heard that. We're gonna put an end to this, smear, to this KP segment, and talk about, you guys know I hate to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I hate to talk about tanking and all that stuff, but this is where we are with it. No doubts about it. You know what I mean? No doubts about it. So I just can't. Yeah, I can't hold it off any longer, folks. I didn't want to be here, but we're here. So right now, we talk about these tankathon standings. The Knicks are number one in the tankathon standings, folks. I'm sure you guys like that. The Knicks have well, I can't say the best shot. The Knicks are in the top 3 right now of, having the best shot to get the number 1 draft pick. All right. Does it happen? We'll see. We'll see how the rest of the season goes out. But I have a couple questions about it. We've talked about it a little bit. I was just talking about it with the entertainer, right? Just a couple questions about the draft. We're moving into that time, folks. The Knicks, you see, got the number 1 right now. Have the worst record in the league at 10-42. The Phoenix Suns 11-43. The Cleveland Cavaliers 11-42. Chicago Bulls 12-41. The Atlanta Hawks 17-35. The Memphis Grizzlies, of whom we just lost to, are 21-33. All right, so here we go. We have a chance of getting one of the top 3 picks. 14% chance of getting the number 1 pick. Of course, an 86% chance of not getting the number 1 pick. All right, so it's still a chance. There's still a chance out there. It's still chancy. But I want to ask you guys a question because, even if we had the worst record in the league, we still have a chance of being that 4th pick, even if we have the worst record in the league. What do we do if we get the 4th pick? What do we do? All right, that's one question. The next question is, I guess this should be the first question. DeAndre Jordan, I like him. Wesley Matthews on the team. Dennis Smith Jr. They make our team better, in my opinion. Right? We lost one rotation player, which is Tim Hardaway Jr. We lost Tim Hardaway Jr. in the trade. Good riddance as far as I'm concerned. I like him. He's cool as a person, but as a basketball player, I didn't like his style of play. So we get better because you got Dennis Smith Jr. who's going to be in the rotation, and I'm assuming that DeAndre Jordan is going to be in the rotation. So my question is, are they going to hurt the tank? Are they going to hurt the tank? Right? And you guys know, as much as I hate to talk about us tanking, we're in the position now where the best thing for us to do is to try to get that number 1 pick. Yes, yes. Right? Yes. So are these guys going to hurt our chances of getting that number 1 pick? It is a hard call. Do you play him? Do you not play him? Right? Because let's put it like this. I get that you know the best thing to do now is to lose games. You have that. It's just the best thing to do, right? So that you can get that number 1 pick and then have your chances of getting players. I'm still not with developing a losing culture. I still believe you have to, as players and coaches, you go out there and you try to win the game as players and coaches. As management, you're like, well, we probably need to lose. So maybe DeAndre Jordan and Wesley Matthews shouldn't play. You got to play Dennis Smith Jr. because it's a good chance that he'd be part of your future. He's a young guy. It's a tough situation to deal with, but also DeAndre Jordan can help teach Mitchell Robinson. He can help teach these guys on defense, hopefully. I don't know. We haven't seen him enough. What do you do? Where do you go? Where do you go from here? Because these guys undoubtedly make our team better. As a matter of fact, if this was the beginning of the season, these guys, in my opinion, could possibly be an 8th seed in the East. Right? What do you do? Do you sit DeAndre Jordan? If this is a guy that you actually think could possibly be part of your team next year, do you sit him? What do you do? How do you handle that? That's the first question. How do you handle that? Then the second question is, what do we do if we only get the 4th pick? All right. These are preliminary questions to the draft. We're going to get deeper and deeper into the draft. We're going to try to really dive deep into the draft this year, folks. So let's see. Let's see who we're going to bring up. Nate.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. What do you think, man? Tell me what you think. What do we do?
It's kind of funny. You must have read my mind because I was watching the game earlier, and for the first time, I was actually rooting for the Knicks to lose today, and I actually thought we might win. And it's terrible to say, but the reality is that we want that number 1 pick, and the truth is that with KP being gone, it makes it more important to get that number 1 pick because of who we're going to try to pair up with in free agency. When KP was on this team, I was okay. Like, man, if we don't have the number 1 pick, it's okay. We got KP, but we don't have that safety net in KP anymore. So we got to make sure we get this number 1 pick. I think all this losing has to equal that for New York to get back on the map. And as far as you kind of said, like the players, if we should play them, yes, we should, because we're still trying to showcase these players for other teams.
Try to showcase, and
it kind of worked. Go ahead.
Trying to showcase who? I mean, if you don't trade Jordan, if you don't trade DeAndre Jordan by the trade deadline or Wesley Matthews by the trade deadline, then you're not. I mean, they know what they can do. They know people. You don't need to showcase DeAndre Jordan. You know what he can do already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, Wesley Matthews, they've been playing all year. What'd you say?
I don't think we can trade them because we just traded for them, right? Don't we have to wait?
No, you can trade them as long as they're not included in the package. So you can trade them individually.
You trade them individually, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly think that DeAndre Jordan, Wes Matthews might be bought out, and I'm okay with that. I'm not big on his game. His shots are really bad, but his defense is good.
Yeah.
Dennis Smith's jury's still out on him. He still can't shoot, but he's aggressive and makes passes. But I think that they're going to roll with these players probably to the end of the season because Fizdale did harp saying that he wants to teach more defensive principles.
Uh-huh.
And 2 of those guys actually play defense, or at least play better defense than some of the guys we have on the team right now. So I think he's going to want to keep them in the rotation. Unless New Orleans comes and says, hey, this is what we want, or, this is what we're looking at, then the Knicks will go as according. But I think at this point he's just going to roll out whatever lineup seems good to him. But the thing is, I'm worried that we could get wins out of that. As funny as that sounds,
it might happen. It might happen. I mean, I'm going to tell you honest. Yeah. This is weird for me. There's like some cognitive dissonance going on within me, because I know that the best thing for us to do right now is to not win. I get it, but when the Knicks are playing the game, I can't help but to root for them to win.
Oh yeah, I mean,
right. So there's some
cognitive
dissonance going on within me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's tough. That's a tough thing to do, because when I'm watching them play, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, yeah, miss that shot. Yeah, turn the ball over here. Nah, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean?
That's what I was getting excited when Memphis was up by double digits. Like, all right, man, double digits, we're good. But when we were up by like 4 or 5 points, I was like, damn. Come on, somebody miss some shots and get bad on defense. I mean, but see, I can't do that. I can't do that. When the Knicks are playing the game, I'm rooting for them to win. I can't help it. I know, man.
It's crazy.
But I'll tell you what, man. I mean, Zion's the real deal. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the college video of him so far. The guy is a man amongst boys. I mean, and he said after the game he would love to see KD and Kyrie to form the Big Three in New York. So the man wants to come here. And I'm telling you, man, that would be box office big time.
Yeah.
And as far as sorry, just real quick to your last question. On the 4th seed, if we get any lower than the 1 or 2, I trade and get more assets. We have.
He says that he would trade if we
actually get another player.
Go ahead. Say that again. You said say that again.
I said we have Dallas's unprotected draft pick. We have 2 Dallas's draft picks. We have ours in 2020. We have a lot of mobility in this draft that we could really get the players that we want. We could get our guy at the top, and then if we see a guy later on down the line that we think will fit what we want, we could go back and get him and maybe use those draft picks as ways to move up.
Okay. So let's see.
Just a thought.
All right. I mean, that's a thought. That's a thought. Guillermo, what do you think, man? How do you feel? How are you feeling right now about if the Knicks, if we play DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews, Dennis Smith Jr., obviously we're going to play Dennis Smith Jr., is it going to hurt the tank?
Well, Sim, I'll say it this way, man. I think playing DeAndre Jordan and Dennis Smith Jr. aren't world beaters, and Wesley Matthews can't shoot now for some weird reason. He just lost his shooting touch, the good old Knicks curse. So no, I don't think it'll be that much of a hurt to the tank. If Dennis Smith Jr. somehow becomes a facilitator and learns how to shoot, then obviously. But even then, Sim, doesn't really matter. If we go out to next year and we get 2 big free agents, the first 3 picks, whoever you want, John Morant, you want, what's the name, Zion, whatever, doesn't really matter. So I don't know. I'm not really so gung-ho on the tank. I just want it so that we have at least the role players for next year, have something to play in or to look at to say, hey, this is a system we're going to run next year, or they feel comfortable, right? They don't have to relearn and try to relearn how to play the game or whatever by the time next year. So I'm more concerned with just these guys, actually forming and gelling as a team. If we keep putting Wesley Matthews out there, we're definitely not going to – don't worry, the tank is perfectly fine. Dude, he shot 3 bricks that I haven't seen. Like when you go to a gym and you're just coming in, it's cold, and you're like, all right, let me just warm up real quick. You didn't stretch anything. You just hit that awful brick. You're like, wow. That's not the business. He hit 3 of those in a row, and I was just like, bro, what are you – holy crap. Wesley Matthews would be decent, right? On the Blazers. What the hell happened to him?
I mean, he
was like Karate Kid headband crap on his head. Dude, he needs to go. He's. I don't care if we tank or not. He's just awful. I don't know what the hell happened to him, but yeah, it's not gonna hurt the tank. We good. It's all right. It's probably fine.
All right. Mark, I want to know what you think about it. And you're still live too.
Good morning,
Mark. Hey, Mark, what do you think about it, Mark?
That's the thing that pissed me off.
Hey, Mark, you here? Can you hear me?
Mark.
Yeah.
Yo, so.
Yeah.
Putting all the other stuff aside with KP, right?
I'm done. I'm done with that. From now on, you won't hear KP out of my mouth. I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
Okay, so look at who we have. Our team is at least better than it was before the trade, right? Because KP wasn't playing. Tim Hardaway is the only rotation player that we moved. Right, it's the only person in the rotation we moved, and we added at least 2 rotation players in DeAndre Jordan and Dennis Smith Jr. Right? If you were looking at this team right now, you would say, well, you know what? DeAndre Jordan solidifies your center spot. Dennis Smith Jr. could possibly be a point guard. You made yourself better.
No, we are a better team because we didn't get to see. We didn't get to see Porzingis healthy. Period.
Right.
So we're a better team. We're a better team.
Right. Taking KP out without KP, either way, it's a better team right now. So how's that do when we're talking about the draft? What do we do? Do we play these guys? All
right. Check this.
Obviously you're going to play Dennis Smith Jr.
There is so many scenarios what the Knicks can do with that number. Everything relies on that number 1 pick. I'm telling y'all right now, because what Pelicans is doing with Anthony Davis, they're not giving him to the Lakers. They're not. They're waiting to see who has the number 1 pick, and they're going to trade Anthony Davis for it. It doesn't matter. He has no right. They could trade him anywhere they want to.
Right.
So if Chicago has number 1, they're going to get Anthony Davis. Because any team's going to try to get Anthony Davis to put him in his culture and see, okay, this is what we could do for you. That's what teams are doing right now. That's what Boston want to do. Look, Anthony Davis' father came out and said, I don't want him to play for Boston the way they did Isaiah Thomas. But Danny Ainge right now, Danny Ainge said to Tatum, it came out on the news yesterday, he went to Tatum and told him and Jaylen Brown, if I could get Anthony Davis, I'm going to trade both of you. So teams right now, whoever has the number 1 pick is going to trade for Anthony Davis, regardless if he leaves for 2020. And what that number 1 pick, if the Knicks get the number 1 pick, we are in play for Anthony Davis. Right, and once we are in play for that, because this Zion kid, boy, oh boy.
So that's my question, though. That's my question. If we're better now with DeAndre Jordan and Dennis Smith Jr. in the lineup, is it going to hurt our chances of getting that number 1 pick? What should we do? What do we do?
Well, today when I'm watching, we still can't score.
Well, we couldn't score.
Just for the fact that
it's the first game, though. It's the first game.
I understand, but Wesley Matthews is not good. Like, if you watch him, he's washed. When you watch DeAndre Jordan, I want you to do something, Sim. I like DeAndre Jordan. And the only way I would keep him if Kyrie and KD was here, because we can't start Mitch with those two. So we would have to sign DeAndre Jordan at the center spot. That's the only way I would keep him if those other 2 come.
I agree.
But I want you to go and watch Dallas when he was on there. And that guy that called about Dallas yesterday, he isn't lying. The boy is a rock. If you look around town, around media, DeAndre Jordan is not good.
Well,
he's not DeAndre Jordan.
Well, I'm not going to watch him with Dallas because he's with us now. I'm just going to watch him and make my determination. He's averaging 11 points and 14 rebounds a game, 1.5.
No, but you have to watch him
Tim,
because he's in a better
can you hear me,
culture
Sim?
regardless.
Yeah, I can
So if he's on a better team and a better culture, you have to watch what he did there. Because if he come here, because remember, people come here and everything's a joke.
I get that, but I'll say this.
Mark.
Before you say that, Gorilla, I'll say this.
Yeah.
Even if you're on a better team, it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to be a better player. What's his name? I can't think of it. Dang, why I can't think of his name? He's in New Orleans now.
Here.
Drafted by Philly.
Okay.
Big man. What's his name? I don't like it. Big man, Jahlil Okafor.
Oh, right? Yeah.
He was with Philly. But listen, he was with Philly. This is what I'm saying, though. This is why I don't want to go back to the other team. He was with Philly. He went to Brooklyn, right? He was doing nothing. Now, the past few games, he's been playing like He's been playing great.
You can't compare that because DeAndre Jordan been starting since the day 1. Philly did not play him like a number 1 pick.
And that is a fact. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is I'm gonna judge. No,
I'm agreeing you with DeAndre Jordan. I would keep him. I would keep him for Mitch to mentor him.
Right.
I would keep him.
Okay.
But he's not getting paid here. I don't want to hear him get paid over 10.
He's not getting. I don't even want him to get that, because if you're talking about getting 2 big free agents, you're not going to have enough money to pay him 10.
That would be nuts.
Yeah, I don't think so. So you're saying we can play these guys and we're going to be okay without worrying about the number 1 pick?
We look good because what Dennis Smith Jr. do, he moves the ball with pace. When I like to watch Knicks, move the ball with pace, because we have people that want to run. We have young athletes that want to run. If you want Kevin Knox to develop, he has to run. He has to run. He looks better. He looks like he wants to play. When the ball slow down, I can't see him. I can't.
Yeah.
And he is an asset. Especially if you're going to play with KD and thing, you want him to be good before those two get here.
So, I mean, but basically you're saying we can play these guys and not have to worry about, we still going to be...
we suck. We still suck. We still
going to be 3 of the worst teams in the league. Okay. All right.
You could be one of because I think Chicago trying to win games. You seen Cleveland trying to win games. These other teams trying to win games. But we really suck. Like there's nothing to hope on winning the game. Like I watched the next game. I said, watch when the third quarter come. We about to collapse, and it happens almost every time. Yeah, so I'm not too worried about not trying to be the number 1 pick. But if we get the number 1 pick, we ain't play for Anthony Davis.
Okay.
And we can have Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving, and that's a fact because Pelicans ain't traded him to LA.
Okay. Guarmo, what was you gonna say?
Yeah, I was going to say this. First and foremost, we got to start with the hyperbole, because this is the same, no offense, Mark, y'all the same guys who said that KP could garner AD, and that obviously that wasn't the case. So when people say that, whoever's going to get the first, we don't know what's going to happen. All this
that came from the camp.
Yeah, rumors, right. All this stuff is rumors. We don't know what's going to happen. So I'm not going to sit and say first-round draft pick goes or whatever, blah, blah. Now, with DeAndre Jordan, I'll say this. When I'm looking at the NBA stats, he is, if you talk about effective field goal percentage, he's number 5. If you talk about defensive rebound percentage, he's number 1. If you talk about rebound percentage period, he's number 4. Like this guy, I mean, I look, this guy comes here. He wants to play for a winner. He hasn't played for a winner, or I can't even call the Clippers a winner, but he hasn't been close to it, right? You put him on a team with KD and Kyrie, you tell me he's not going to sit here and take a sweet deal just to play with 2 winners in New York to possibly play for a championship or play for a playoff caliber team? I think I'd keep him, and I'd have him learn. Mitch learn under him for the next 2-3 years. I think it's
how much are you paying him?
I'm not paying more than 10, or not like you said. But I mean, to say that he's not. He's playing with Dallas. Like, let's be honest. Outside of 2011, what is Dallas?
Don't tell me that Dallas ain't a good team and they don't run a great.
When's the last time Dallas been to the playoffs?
What, 4 years? It's been 4 years?
Dallas is such a good team, and they're so great that they're in the doldrums now, right? And they've been in the doldrums for a few years, right?
They're in the doldrums because Dirk Nowitzki got washed.
Yeah, right, exactly. But then that means they're not a good team. If you're dependent so much on one player and you can't even get half of his production, and you're at the bottom, not even middle bottom, you're at the bottom, you're not a good team. So I'm not gonna look at DeAndre Jordan's recent numbers and say, oh, he's washed up or whatever. I mean, he's still putting up, top advanced stats numbers. But hey, look, the guy, he can rebound, he can play defense. Why not have him playing with 2 other superstars? He doesn't have to take an offensive load. And I remember when he was with the Clippers back then, his biggest thing was that he never wanted to play away from a guy or play away from leadership, because he's not a back to the basket guy. He's not really back. I won't say he's not a leader, but he's not a guy who's going to get it by himself. He needs guys that give him the alleys and kind of lead him, kind of give him some confidence. That's what Chris Paul kind of did, even though he had a love-hate relationship with him. So I have no problem with him being here. If we lose more games than him, so be it. I'm not that sold on Zion, but look, we're here to get 2 max players.
I would trade Zion for Anthony Davis if I had number 1 pick.
All right,
That's what Pelicans is looking for.
All right, let me get to Andy.
That deal is better than that Brandon Ingram.
All right, Andy, what's going on, man? What's your take?
Yo, I'm live, or
you
muted
live.
those guys?
Yeah, you're live. I muted those guys. You're live.
Yeah, okay. Let me mute him. Wilson, first thing, if I was, I don't know, Perry or wherever, I'm calling Adam Silver and telling him, listen, we just lost KP. Let's call it, we lost him. Fans ain't going to be watching the Knicks. Let's say how much people in New York? 9 million? Let's say 7 million watching the Knicks. Mm-hmm. Let's say half of those people are going to stop watching the Knicks because we have no KP. stuff like that. So we better make sure the first pick comes to us. That's the first thing.
You better make sure they come in.
Yeah, I really would do that.
He might have already done it.
About the players that we got and about the tanking rankings. I think the most the most wins we can get is actually with DeAndre. I'm not afraid that Dennis Smith's going to bring us more wins because we got almost the same production from Moody. They're gonna, if they get the same amount of shots, I think the number's gonna be really, really similar. Maybe a few more assists from Dennis Smith, and that's really not gonna be the difference. I think Matthews is gonna be gone. I don't think we're gonna have him for a long time. But that's like what, 3 days to Thursday, right?
Yeah.
I think Thursday is the deadline. Yeah. So that's the thing. And actually, if we have the option, I think Jordan really could stay. I don't see anyone more close game style-wise to Mitchell to mentor him. So that would be perfect.
Yeah.
But they would have to talk with him really now and ask him the number he would want, because we can't offer him probably more than the mid-level exception, which is what, $6.5 million?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Right. And that's the only thing that we could give him, because we want those 2 max free agents.
Yeah.
If we cannot strike out this year, actually in this situation we cannot strike out, because if we sign one, then we're again gonna be like in the NBA purgatory, where even if we make the playoffs, it's the first round exit probably, and maybe in 2-3 more years we can get something higher, but we ain't gonna win a championship with one free agent coming this year.
Right. I agree with you 100% with everything that you said. Everything that you said, man.
Even the Adam Silver stuff?
Yeah, I agree with that too. I don't know if Adam Silver's going for it, but I agree with it. Call him up. Scott Perry might have already had him on the phone. Said, hey, what can you do, man? We need a couple of them frozen envelopes out there. What's up?
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's been a really good show, man. Interesting show. But I'm going to let you guys get ready to go and prepare for the Super Bowl, man. It's 6:17 and the Super Bowl is about to start in like 20 minutes. I'm sorry, about 13 minutes. So I'm gonna let you guys, get your pizza, get your chips, get all that stuff ready, and get ready to sit down in front of the Super Bowl. So before we do that, I just want to get you guys Super Bowl predictions. Who do you think is gonna win the Super Bowl? Who are you rooting for? All right, me. I'll start with mine. I am rooting for the Rams. I want the Patriots to lose. I was streaming with the Entertainer earlier today, and somebody called in and they said that he's from Boston, and he said he's at the Super Bowl right now, and when he was getting off the line, I wished him. I said, listen, I hope you have a great time at the Super Bowl, but I hope you leave heartbroken. Because I can't stand to see the Patriots win another Super Bowl. So I'm rooting for the Rams, but I think the Patriots are going to win. I do. I think the Patriots are going to win. It's hard to, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, they've been there. I mean, they've been there. Tom Brady's been there 9 times, folks. 9 times. You know what I'm saying? This guy just knows what the Super Bowl is like. It's like, he's been there so many times. It's probably like a regular season game to him. He's not nervous. Bill Belichick isn't nervous. Maybe there's some players that are nervous, but they're experienced. They know what to expect the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl. They know what it's all about. Where the Rams are new to this. You know what I'm saying? And that makes a big difference. And the way things have gone with Tom Brady, I'm pretty sure he knows he's never out of it. He's never out of it. Someone's going to step up and do something. He's never out of it. I'm rooting for the Rams, but I think the Patriots are going to get it. That is my prediction. Andy, what's your prediction?
Exactly the same thing. Maybe not for the Rams, but I'm against the Patriots. So it's basically the same thing you said.
Yeah. I think they're going to get it. Man. Let me see. Mark, I'm coming to you, Mark. I'm coming right now. What's your prediction, man? Yeah. What's your prediction? Who are you rooting for? for the Super Bowl, and what's your prediction?
What kind of question is that? If you're from New York, you don't root for nothing that's Boston?
Hey, I don't know.
Crazy?
I don't know. Mark, you're a different breed. I don't know what you're rooting for. You know what I'm saying? KP could be at the game.
LeBron James.
Listen, KP could be friends with Tom Brady and Robert Kraft, and you might be rooting for them just because of that. I don't know. I'm just asking you. I'm just asking you what your prediction is.
No, because he trying to bind me up so the chat can come at me because they know I love Porzingis. I'm not gonna feed into that. But listen, I'm from New York. I've been to Boston a couple of times. That's not a great place to be. Anything from Boston, you can get away from me. Nothing right. Boston. And plus, I'm tired of seeing Tom Brady.
Me too.
It's like when you watch NFL sports. It's like the LeBron James fanboys. The fanboys is what make me hate them. It's the fanboys. LeBron could lose 10 in a row. They will say he's still in Mount Rushmore. Dude just lost 10 championships in a row. Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, so clearly you don't want the Patriots to win, but who do you think is going to win?
I think the Rams, because the Rams do got offense, and the thing with the Rams and their defense, the thing with their defense is they move quick. If they don't make, they have to attack Tom Brady. If you watch any of the Super Bowls, if you don't put pressure on Tom Brady, you can't give him 2 seconds. You have to go right. You have to go after Tom Brady, period. You cannot give that man 2 minutes. You can't give him 30 minutes in the game. You have to take him out from start to finish. That's how it was with Miami Heat. If you want to beat that team, you take him out from start to finish. If you don't, do not stay in the game with Tom Brady. He is and the thing is, these other teams fear him.
Yeah.
Like the other teams fear him.
Exactly.
You see it on the floor.
Exactly.
You see it on the floor. Just like when That's just like when LeBron go against Toronto Raptors. Look at that scenario. Anytime LeBron go against Toronto Raptors, you just see the fear in their eye. Yeah. That's how every NFL team besides the Giants, because one thing with Eli, he don't give a hell. Whoever he going against, he gunslinging. That's what I liked about him. He goes for it.
Yeah.
Eli ain't scared. But all them other people, like the Falcons should have won easily. But they were scared. That Seattle play is probably the worst play in freaking sports history.
I mean, and you know, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, they just wear you down. You see it with the Chiefs, man. When you got to that overtime, they just wore them down.
And you know what they do? They defense through they defense through the season. It might look incompetent,
right?
But they have schemes where they don't have to play the way they elevate in the playoffs. Look how fast look at their defense now.
Yeah, I know.
Where was that all season?
I know.
Because guess what? They have a quarterback that could put up the points and defensive schemes that could keep you into games. Yeah. As long as you keep Tom Brady in games, you can get a win anytime. Anytime. But I got the Rams winning because they do got a great defense and their offense ain't nothing to play with.
Yeah. All right, let me get to Guillermo. Guillermo, who you rooting
anything
for?
Boston should die.
Guillermo, who you rooting for, and who do you think?
I hate the Patriots, man. I hate Tom Brady. He's a weirdo. He kisses sons in the mouth. I despise Tom Brady. I think his wife is overrated. I hope he gets hurt. But we know how this goes, Tim. The Patriots, the refs are going to cheat for them. They're going to call some play from 1932, some rule that allows him to like get sacked and then run for a touchdown or some you know what's going to happen with the Patriots.
Yeah, we know how.
Like Mark said, you got to get interior pressure. That's the only way. So my man Aaron Donald, who's probably the best NFL player right now overall, you got to get pressure up the middle so you can send DBs back, man. If you could rush with 4, and it pains me to say this, like how the Giants did. Oh, the Giants make me want to throw up. Got to do like how the Giants did. You got to rush that front 4, keep your DBs back, take away those crossing routes, and give Tom Brady hell, man. But
that's it.
Belichick's one of the greatest coaches in terms of adjustments I've ever seen in my life. You could be winning 50-0 in the first half, and you're going to look up in the second half, and somehow in the fourth quarter, 5 minutes left to go, they're only down by 5, and Tom Brady's marching down the field. So you already know how it is.
And you know, I hate to tell you this, Guillermo, but you know, Tom Brady.
You're a Giants fan?
Yeah, I'm a huge Giants fan, but you know, Tom Brady. I mean, not Tom Brady. Bill Belichick. He is from New York Giant pedigree. I'll just leave it there. It's from New York Giant.
No. You know what, yo, bro? Hey, outside of him being a Patriots fan, Bill Parcells is one of my favorite coaches, so I salute y'all for that. But other than that, Bill Belichick, all them guys, I hope they all get injured, and this is the final year of football for them.
All right. Let me get to Nate, and then we're going to head off. Nate, just give me a quick,
what's up, Sam? All right.
Who you rooting for and your prediction?
I'm rooting for the Rams, but reality tells me you can't bet against Tom Brady. The guy just got ice water in his veins. Probably the most clutch player in sports behind Jordan.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
pretty much all I can say.
Nah, I'm with you. I know. I mean, I feel the same way as everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Now, this would be a close game, but I think if Tom Brady has the if Tom Brady has the ball in the hands at the end, it's gonna.
It's tough to beat him. All right, fellas. Hey, look, I'm about to head out of here, man, so everybody can get to their, watch the Super Bowl, enjoy the game. And you know what? I got to change my intro. I need a new intro. I see some guys say it earlier. Yeah, I need a new intro, man. Got to get me a new intro. And a few shout outs. I didn't get a chance to shout everybody out. Big shout out to Ruben Santiago. Said, I love the rant. I couldn't agree more. Robert Paris, thank you for the super chat. He said, send your right, stick a fork in the diva, talk about KP. And Mighty Nick said, if a free agent comes to New York, it's only for the dollars. You might have a point there, Marty. Glad you changed your name back to Marty Knicks, though. Thank you guys for the super chat. I'm sorry I missed him and didn't get a chance to see him earlier. We had some intense conversations going on from every once in a while. But again, big shout out. I'm gonna make sure I give you guys a big shout out in the next stream for hitting these out last. But Chester. My man Chester, Ruben Santiago, Robert Paris, Marty Knicks. Thank you guys for the super chats. And, I'm about to go ahead and head out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Right? We're going to head out of here and I'm going to get ready for this Super Bowl. And, sit back, relax a little bit, watch the Super Bowl. And, hopefully my guys, well, I don't want to say my guys, but hopefully the Rams come through the way that I want them to come through. I'm not pulling up my intro because, it's got Hardaway, it's got KP in the intro. They're no longer part of the team. So I'm just going to end it. I'm just going to end it here. Peace. Enjoy the game.